The pub had closed in, I think it was 2015, and the pub shut for a year or 18 months. And a few of us got together and decided that we'd like to reopen the pub. So we did a funding exercise from the community and reopened the pub in 2016. All run by volunteers. The breweries told us that it wouldn't work on volunteers alone, but we proved them wrong. Once the pub shut, the village was dead. There was just no atmosphere. There was nowhere for the community to go. It was a really hard period, and I'd lived in the village at that point for 5 or 6 years, and I really noticed the downturn in the spirit of the whole village just died. So when we managed to reopen the pub, it just lifted everybody in the community.
I agreed to be on this little group that would organise events. So every Thursday there's an event. There's always a quiz. There is always bingo, typical sort of pub fare. But we also do a literary events every month, and that will either be books at the bar or poems and pints, as we call them. And I think that more than anything is what the Thursday nights are meant to be. They need to be fun. They need to pull people in. They need to get people to come in who wouldn't normally come in. And not because we want to extract their money, but because, for example, the books at the bar and the poems and pints in particular, people come to that who never come to the pub any other time. They are nearly all people who live on their own. It is about being a community. It's about serving the community that we are all living in and the pub is in.
I'm Paul Gibbons. I'm a relative newcomer to the village, Great Oakley, possibly just over 3 years, I think. So this is the pub, and my house is just over there, so fairly close. And I joined the committee just over two years ago. So I'm responsible for events and marketing, social media, and food trucks, and generally trying to enhance the experience of regulars and potentially trying to attract new people to come into the pub. On a weekly basis, we have 2 main food trucks. We have a fish and chip van truck on a Monday night for 3 hours, and we have a pizza van, pizza oven, wood-fired pizza every Wednesday. So they're both weekly, and we have other food trucks that we use on a sort of rotation basis. So we've had Thai food, we've had fried chicken, we've had Greek food, and they're more ad hoc, but we like to get one of those in at least once a month. Why do we have food trucks? At one point before my time, we used to have a restaurant, which was challenging for all the obvious reasons, not really cost effective, but we wanted to find a way of bringing a food offering to the community, and that's basically what we do in general. We're a community hub, so it's Maybush Inn, known as the Great Oakley Community Hub. So we are a community hub. So part of our strategy is what can we do for the community? How can we help the community enjoy their surroundings more? Bringing food offerings to the area, to the pub, is part of that really.
I'm Luca Anika. I volunteer on the Tuesday evening shifts, so that runs usually up until about between 8 and 10. I really like the kind of idea about giving back and putting something in as well as taking, while you're taking stuff out, making sure you're putting stuff in as well. And also, selfishly, it's a brilliant way to get to meet everybody. There are so many Petes, Pauls and Daves in the village that I don't think I would have known which one was which until I did a bit of time behind the bar and needing to re-ask them their names to put their name on the till and things like that. So it's been brilliant because you kind of get to know people in a really informal fashion. And get to socialise, but from the other side of the bar as well. And one of the things I've really enjoyed about it is the fact that as a woman, I've never been able to walk into a pub and sit at the bar on my own. You know, I could have, but I would never have felt welcome to, or never felt confident enough to. But one night I just gave it a go and walked in, and every bar stool at the bar, there was a woman sitting at it, and they'd all come independently. And I was, you know, that I don't know what we'd do without the pub actually, because that's pretty special.
What is it that makes this pub so welcoming?
I think there's probably two things. One is like largely volunteer run, but actually you can't tell the difference between volunteer and paid staff. It's the same ethos, I think. And the second thing, just how many people feel so passionately about the pub. I think that makes a really big difference as well.
What do you reckon on the impact?
Well,
for you
I've lived here 60 years now. And
60?
6 years.
6 years?
Sorry, 6 years. And then my husband came here the first year, and then I started to come, and then there were volunteer spaces available. So I've been in the hospitality business all my life. So I jumped at the chance, and it was all voluntarily at the beginning, wasn't it?
Yep.
All in all, because when we first moved to this village, we didn't know anyone.
No.
And you get to know everybody. And you get the plumber, you get the, you know, the chimney sweep, you
all
get
the
all sorts.
tradespeople, the connections you get from that.
From everything, isn't
Yeah.
it? And I think more everything that this is such a hub, you feel welcome also as an individual on your own. I can come in here with said dogs, because they usually pull me in here.
Same as
'cause
me.
it's a second living room. But however, it's so important to me because it's the community, you know, contact that you have with everyone. And I love being behind the bar as well as being a customer. But I think it's so important to make everyone feel so welcome. If they're individual, if they're in a group, you know, those that want to have a chat and those that don't. And I just love being here, and it's just, you know, it's been the best thing ever.
This all started about 8 years ago. I came by the pub just for a drink and found out that volunteers were helping to keep the pub running for the community. I thought that's something I'd quite like to do. And I learned how to work behind the bar here. And now, 8 years later, still working behind the bar here. My general shift is on a Friday night, nice busy night. Darts teams are in, people are in for the end of the week drinks, goes on nice and late, midnight-ish kind of time. Love teaching people how to do it when we get a new volunteer. I like to show them the ropes if I can, because after about 8 years you know a little bit about how it works. It's great, it's just so enjoyable. You meet literally hundreds of new friends over the years, and it's such a social thing to do.
My favourite thing about coming to the pub is bringing my pencils and always drawing realistic things.
Friends, it means friends to me. I'm doing something I enjoy. I get to make new friends all the time and meet old friends that I've known for years now. It's a friendship thing.
So volunteering it's fun. It's a very interesting day when it comes to working at the pub and volunteering every now and again. It's nice to meet new people every now and again, and you know, you get interesting drinks that you have to make every now and again, and it's obviously a learning experience. You get to know what people like to drink, what their lives are like, knowing what they're doing in the day, because it's nice to catch up with them, and it's generally a really fun experience.
I live on my own and I work from home, so I don't get to see people face to face very often during the day. So I come over here and I can just chill. We've got such a fun group of people. Everybody's a good laugh. Pat arrives at 6:10 every night. He does our flowers out the front here, the garden at the back. Ian, our bar manager, he's been amazing. He was here right from the very beginning when the pub opened in 2016. And he works on the fields, but he also does so much here. He cleans all the lines. We've won camera twice in a row for this local area. He's always, supporting everybody behind the bar. We've had a few, I think with all of these businesses, there are some challenges. And I personally have been liaising with Plunkett a great deal since I joined the committee 2 years ago. I'm in the sort of society secretary role, So I've needed advice on things like running the AGM, things like share withdrawal policy, the rules, the model rules. I've been speaking to Alison Macklin at Plunkett a lot. She's been really, really helpful. And then I just can then report back to the committee what I've found, and then we can talk about it. And that's helped a tremendous amount.
I absolutely love this place because everyone is made welcome. We're all a big family here, and it's just the best place in the village, quite frankly.
I agree.
I just love it, yeah.
I had a lovely moment at Poems and Pints at the last time we met at the beginning of March, when one of the ladies who comes hadn't brought a poetry book. She's the oldest person who comes to the group, and she doesn't remember things very well, if you see what I mean. And the person who brings her said to her, "Well, don't worry. What about that poem that you mentioned to me the other day that you learnt at school?" And she said, "Oh, you mean Silver?" So her friend said, "Yes, that's right, that's the one, Silver." And so she said, "I think I can remember it." And she recited this poem, which she had learned at school probably 80 years ago, by Walter de la Mare. And she recited it absolutely word perfectly. And, we said it was one of those sort of magic moments, really, in the life of the pub.
Oh, describe what this pub means to me. It's the heart, I think. It's the heart in so many different ways. It's the heart of the village, the centre of the village, physically and emotionally. It's the heart of people's gripes. It's the heart of people's sorrow, heart of people's joy. Like, people come here, whatever the occasion is. And I think actually in the world that we live in now, to have a physical place where you can bring whatever, you can bring your bad day, your good day, your christening, your funeral, your post, for you to be able to bring all of that to one place and have a friendly smile at you, I think that's pretty amazing.